How's it, everybody? It's your weekly vitamin. This morning I'm doing a memorial ride for my young nephew. A week ago he took his own life. He had been struggling with depression for a very long time. Right now, the family is very raw. The pain is very real. A lot of questions, a lot of guilt. Could we have done more? The brutally honest answer to that question is no. We may feel that we could have prevented it. We may feel that if we had just spoken one more time with him, if we had just given him one more, if we had just given him one more pearl of wisdom, shared the gospel with him one more time, the truth is, people with struggle with depression, one minute they'll look happy, they'll look as if they're on top of the world, and the next moment they're not. Putting together the last hours of his life, no one could have expected this. No one could have prevented this. Depression is a sickness, it's a mental illness. Whatever its cause, I don't think we know. I don't know. I definitely don't know. I myself have had a run-in or two with depression. Thankfully, very light, not debilitating like my nephew had. So the thing that I remember is the absolute lack of any kind of ambition. Now, I don't mean ambition in your job or anything. I mean just an absolute lack of any kind of energy to do anything. I remember just lying in bed before work thinking, what's the use? I don't want to. I mean, what am I actually achieving by getting out of bed and going to work? I remember in that status, in that state, nothing anybody said or did could have ever got me out of it. So I'm just so I just want to tell the family, don't feel guilty about this. This was a decision that he took on his own, and maybe in the last few hours he had already decided, and that's why he looked so happy and was behaving, because someone said to me that someone said to me that once people make that decision, they are relieved and they feel lighter and they feel better, because they know that their struggles are at an end soon. How true that is, I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I'm sure my eldest daughter who's studying psychology could drop a pearl of wisdom on us if she hears this. The young man will be sorely missed by his father and mother, by his brother, by his wife, by his extended family, us. I always remember him as the little blonde-head that had infinite patience with my own little blonde daughter. He would spend hours talking to her when she just spoke the biggest load of bunk. Mikey never looked like this was a burden to him. We'd take her for long walks when we went to visit. When we went for holidays to the Drakensberg Mountains, Mikey would take her walking and show her all kinds of things. I remember once they found a huge big spider. And while they were looking at the spider, taking pictures of it, my daughter really enjoys photography. A bird swooped in and whoops, off went the spider. I wish you could have seen the look on their faces of like, what just happened? Oh, beautiful. That was my kid. What I do want to say, and what I do take to heart myself, is what Jesus said on the Sermon on the Mount. In the Bible, we often refer to that section of it as the Beatitudes. Matthew chapter 5 verse 4 is the specific verse that really helps me through a lot of trying times, a lot of grief. So Matthew chapter 5 verse 4 says, "Blessed are they who mourn, or blessed are they who grieve, for they shall be comforted." We have a God who fully understands our pain. We have a God who created everything and yet loved us so much that he stepped into his own creation and undeservedly took all of our sin, all of our pain. They scourged him, they hung him on a tree, hung him on a cross. And the hammers that were used to nail his hands and feet to that cross, those hammers were our sin. Ultimate power, ultimate love, ultimate power. He could have just he could have said a word and a multitude of angels would have come down and saved him. Ultimate love, he did not say the words. I take comfort in that kind of love from our Lord. How much more will he not be here to comfort us when we grieve? We know he grieved. We know he grieved. He wept when Lazarus died. He wept over Jerusalem. Our God understands tears. He understands grief. And he has said to us, "Blessed are you who grieve, for you shall be comforted." Not maybe, not I'll think about it. You will be. That's our Lord. So I thought it very apt that I would take my memorial ride for Mikey through the desert. Because I think that when you're in a depressed state, it's like being in this desert. There's no color. There's no joy. But there's a big difference when depression as an illness is lying to us. There is beauty and color everywhere on God's earth. Not because of the stuff on the earth, not because of it, but because of the person who created it. What I do take solace in is the fact that Mikey is now at rest. Struggles are over. This is the closest I could get to a mountain on the island. I know Mikey loved the mountains. Whoop. I ended my ride up here on the highest point on the island, looking out. So there's another thing I take solace in. I spoke about Matthew 5 verse 4. The other thing one of my club brothers sent to me in the week when I had just posted up a prayer request in the club, he sent me a message and he said, words can't help. But he just wants to remind me of a verse. That verse was chapter 23, and I want to read it. Psalm chapter 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me on paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Words to live by. Mikey, you will be missed. You are loved and you were loved. Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. This is Vitamin out.